Jack, what's the mood heading into another European clash?
Yeah, really good, really good. Coming off a good few weeks, good few results. So there's good confidence in the camp. Great result away from home last week. Followed that up with a win on the weekend. So the confidence is high.
Last week in particular, what does that do for belief? I know the manager said that there was no belief problem anyway, but it must still give everyone a real feel-good factor about this competition.
It does. Not only because of that, because there's a new format. You know, it's a little bit new to us all. We obviously have great confidence in ourselves and what we can do at home and what we've done in the past at home. But we've had some great results away from home as well, and that certainly helps. I think that's going to help us hugely in this format. So getting off to a good start puts you in a good position in that league format, and hopefully we can follow it up tomorrow. So the belief's definitely there.
Even although it's a new group of players, and then you got a taste of this last season, it feels like for a number of seasons there's something about this competition that brings out the best at Rangers. You can feel that now that you're involved.
Yeah. They're huge games. It's a huge club, and to be involved in high-profile games, important games against good European opposition. There's not many players that are going to turn that down or not want to be a part of that. So whether it's as an individual or as a collective, these are huge games for yourself as a player, and for us as a club. We've got a great history and we've done well in the competition in recent years, and yeah, we're looking forward to hopefully following that up.
Jack, how do you feel about Giannis returning to the first team training squad?
Yeah. Good. He's a great kid. Someone that I haven't seen a lot of from a playing perspective in my time here so far. But clearly there's a fantastic player there. Obviously he's represented his international side as well. He's a great player and a great kid. He's been integrated back in. When he'll feature, that's for the manager to answer. But he's a great lad around the place, and we're glad to have him.
As a senior player, did you or any of the other players, Jack, try and get involved to try and get Giannis back in, or was it solely left to him? Between
him and the club, I think as players you support your teammates as much as you can. We've all been through, some have, some haven't, but we've all been through similar scenarios at times, or witnessed similar scenarios, and it can be a difficult place sometimes as a player, and when there's things going on between the player and the club. That appears to have all been resolved, but as I said, when it comes down to everything else, that's down to the manager and the club. But yeah, as players we always support each other and make sure they've got someone to talk to and confide in. So yeah, he's done that, and he seems in a great place, and what will be will be.
Jack, in terms of building momentum again after the disappointing result at the start of last month, and finding that confidence again, in terms of the clean sheets, just how important have they been, just finding a sort of a foundation just to get things going again?
Huge. I think it's 6 in the last 7. Hopefully we're going to keep that going. It gives us a real platform to play. If you start conceding goals and it becomes a habit of yours, then winning games, you know, especially the game on the weekend against Hibs, if that becomes a game where you then start to concede after little recovery time and perhaps not being at your best, if you lose that sort of defensive stability that we've got, then those games become really difficult. So that's something that we've prided ourselves on, something we need to continue, and certainly that starts again tomorrow.
When you lose a figure like Connor, who's been so, you know, ever present almost during his time here, and I suppose that always does take some time to sort of adjust to, but you know, just for your own sake as being a goalkeeper and having John and Robin in front of you, just can you talk us through how your relationship's developed with them, especially John, because he seems to have been somebody who seems the last couple of weeks especially is back to his best form.
John and Robin have both been brilliant. I think for someone like Robin to come in, he's an experienced defender. He's played at some great clubs and at good levels as well. So he's stepped in, and I think we've seen the best of him, and I think there's even more to come. What Connor moving on has done has allowed John to play perhaps on his more favoured side. But I think he did fantastic for us on the left as well last year. So he's someone that gives everything for the club. I think has grown incredibly as a defender, and I think he's maturing into a really top centre half. So it's great. I love having him in front of me, and I think as a partnership they're growing. And I think that shows if that partnership is not quite right, then clean sheets can sometimes be hard to come by.
Especially with Connor leaving, he was such a big voice in the back four. I mean, do you see John sort of filling that role as well and becoming that sort of leader in the centre defence?
He is. He's not many people can be as loud as Connor, but that was a huge strength of his and something that we really valued. John is a voice as well. again, we have a leadership group. He's an important part of that, not just for off the field matters, but for on the pitch stuff as well. And I think he's certainly leading with his performances at the minute, and vocally as well he does that. So he's becoming and is a fantastic defender, and we're lucky to have him.
He's such a huge character as well, Jack, isn't he? Because he's obviously had his trials off the park in terms of injuries, etc. But to keep coming back and to get himself fit and at the level he's at just now takes a lot, doesn't it?
He's extremely professional. He loves the club. He loves what he does, and like you say, he's been through some difficult times. For anyone to come back from that, it takes a lot of doing. But he puts in a lot of time and effort into making sure that he's maintaining his fitness and doing whatever he can to keep his levels, and that's a testament to him. And he's been a huge part of the season so far, and I'm sure he's going to be a huge part in the seasons to come.
You must be really pleased with your own form. I mean, the last couple of games especially, you've had obviously the penalty save, but I'm thinking back to the Dundee game as well. There's a few big saves in there as well. You must be pleased with the way that you've been playing in the last few weeks.
Listen, I feel great. I mean, the amount of games you play, there's always things you can pick out and things you can do better, but I feel extremely comfortable here. I love the work that I do. I love my job. I love playing for this football club. And I think all of that, with a bit of maturity in there as well and getting a little bit older, you learn how to be at your best, perhaps more often than not. So I'm in a really good place. I'm enjoying it, and yeah. So for me, things just one game at a time. Just enjoy it and just try and help the team when I can. Some games recently I haven't had to do so much, and sometimes you have to, and that's just part of your job. And ready when I need to.
Jack, can you talk?
Enjoy these European nights, taking it to a different level, facing a different opponent?
Yeah, they're huge. They're games and teams with huge stars, huge budgets, huge European credentials, and for us, it's an opportunity to test ourselves. Something we've never shied away from. Something that any of the players in the squad will tell you. You know, it's an exciting night. It's an exciting night for the club as well, and you know, we're looking forward to it. As a player, I didn't get the chance to compete personally in European football. Obviously witnessed some of it at United a couple of years ago, but to be able to perform in these games and be a part of them, it's something special. So it's something I think everyone steps up for, fans and players alike. And we're looking forward to it.
Well, you did getting a team who topped the group last season, obviously. In your opinion, what is it that's enabling Rangers to do that, to raise the level and to compete either against better teams or teams from better leagues? The challenge,
the old the underdog story, you know, people that don't think you can, and I think that's always something that keeps this club coming back, is that, you know, if you want to write us off, go for it, you know, but we'll relish the challenge, and that's certainly something that we've done in the European games and something that we need to continue throughout all competitions that we're in. But they're great opportunities for people to perform and showcase what they're about, which we have done, and hopefully we can do a little bit more this year.
Jack, can you talk us through your own preparation for a big European game like this?
Not a lot of changes. Perhaps a little bit more focus on some individuals and what to expect from some. But on any given night, anything can happen, so you just try and prepare mentally and as physically as best you can. Like I said, I feel in a great place and feeling good spirits, and just sort of looking forward to the game and whatever comes my way.
When it looks as if 9 or 10 points would be enough to get into the knockout stages, how massive would that feel coming out of match day 2 with 6 points?
It would be huge. Even from your side, I think we're all sort of speculating what it might be. We don't quite know just yet. But we started off in a fantastic way last week. If we can add another win to that, just a solid performance and come away with something from tomorrow night, we're in a great place. But we're looking to win the game.